Hello, my sweet summer children. I'm back with the juice to get you through the long night. Today, I want to talk about one of my favorite TV series of all times, and that is Euphoria. Now, listen, I know a lot of y'all hate Euphoria, and I don't understand how that is. Like, I don't get it. The last time I talked about it, a lot of people in the comments were like, ew, Euphoria, it's such a nasty show. Well, I'm here to tell you why it's so popular, the psychology behind it, and why, if you haven't seen it, you should watch season 1 because season 2 is about to come out. So Euphoria is a very different show. It's a very interesting show. People would say Euphoria is probably like perverted or some shit. I would say people that say that are out of touch with reality. The reason I say this is because Euphoria depicts the issues that young adults go through, and they depict it well. So let's talk about why it's so popular. Before we get into the psychology behind it and why it's so popular, I'm going to just say Euphoria has one of the best soundtracks for a TV series ever. Like, straight up. I listen to that soundtrack all the time. It gets me lit. Even if after this video you come to the conclusion that this TV series isn't for you, I beg you to at least listen to the soundtrack because it's like a fucking religious experience. Okay, so besides like the super cool makeup looks and the glitter and the rhinestones and the dope lighting and the music, because no doubt all of those things, they just give this series a unique flair. All of those things, of course, add to what hypes this series. But what makes it popular is the actual story and the relatable characters. So there are scenes and characters that everyone can relate to at some time in their life. So what I'm going to do is break down the main characters of this series, their archetypes, and the psychology behind them. First off, we have Rouge. Rouge is played by Zendaya, and Zendaya actually just won an Emmy for her portrayal of Rouge. Shout out to you, Zendaya. Love you so much. Rouge is the main character, I would say. Like, she struggles with drug addiction and mental health issues. Like, she's lost her dad when she was really young. And when the series opens up, she's getting out of rehab. Rouge lives with her mother and her little sister. There are times when you just want to hug Rouge. You just want to hug her and be like, oh, it's going to be okay, baby. Like, you feel so bad for her. But there are other times when you want to slap the shit out of her. The thing is, a lot of people can relate to Rouge. A lot of people can relate to her. There are a lot of people that deal with drug addiction and mental health issues that manifest into their lives in many different ways. So when Rouge is coming out of rehab, summer is ending and school is about to start up, but there is a new girl in town, and that new girl is Jules. And Jules is transitioning. Jules is also doing some risky sexual shit, like meeting grown-ass men in hotels for like quickies, and said grown-ass man is on the DL with the whole family. Like, this is some central plot shit, but again, relatable. Shit like this happens all the time. Jules and Rouge develop a very strong bond and friendship, almost borderline lovers. There is hella chemistry there, and I would go so far as to say they are so different that they are bad for each other's. Like, Jules doesn't approve of Rouge's drug use, and Jules tries to help Rouge, and I feel it works for a while, but in the end, the drugs just win. But not only the drugs, like she has bipolar and anxiety, all of it is just too powerful for Rouge to overcome at the moment, which leads her to blame Jules, which is like relatable. The next character that we have is Maddie. So Maddie is one of my favorite characters. I feel like Maddie and her boyfriend Nate as a pair are that toxic relationship. They're that toxic relationship that is constantly glorified through social media. It's unhealthy, and we're going to talk about it. So Maddie is a cheerleader. She's super pretty and popular, but not like Mean Girls popular. You know what I mean? Like, this friend group is all pretty chill. So Maddie's story is tied up a lot in her boyfriend's story, which is Nate. So Nate is like this toxic masculine football star who is sexually confused and has tons of fucking anger issues. Nate is abusive to Maddie. Maddie and Nate have a toxic relationship, like they are petty to each other. But their relationship really captures what it's like to be in a toxic relationship. It also shows heartbreak. Like, there is tons of emotional range when it comes to Nate and Maddie. Like, I just want to say, if you're in a relationship that even somewhat resembles Nate and Maddie, get the fuck out of it now. Get the fuck out of it now. But I know it's relatable to a lot of people. It's not love. Like, one of the scenes that fucked me up the most was that scene where Maddie basically knows that Nate can do anything to her that he wants to her, and she'll never leave him. That's not love. That's a trauma bond. Relatable. Get out now. So the next character on the list is another favorite, and that is Kat. I feel like in the days of OnlyFans and body positivity, Kat is one of the most relatable characters to a lot of people in this series. For a lot of people, like, Kat is someone who embraces her body, and not on purpose. Like, her sex tape is leaked, and then she winds up like feeling empowered because of it, and she winds up going online and making some coins, all while empowering herself. Relatable. Next up is Cassie. So many girls can probably relate to Cassie. Cassie is this beautiful, busty babe, this hopeless romantic, like, girl, I feel you. She falls for the sweet words and is usually taken advantage of by men. She is such a relatable character to so many girls. I just know that she is. Like, I know, I'm a girl, I know. A girl that only wants love but continues to be used by men. Yeah, that's Cassie, and I love Cassie. So next up is Fez. And I feel Fez is very relatable as well. His little brother is one of my favorites. Like, I love that little shit talking man. Anyway, I love Fez, but Fez is basically a drug dealer that is doing what he does because he's taking care of his sick grandmother. He's one of those people who really didn't know another way. And I felt so bad when Rue was like screaming at Fez, because we know that Fez has a soft spot for Rue and like he really likes her. But all these characters are relatable, and that's why Euphoria is so popular. The psychology behind it is that you literally are watching you or parts of you on a TV screen. These are all people that we care about, that we're rooting for. We relate to them. Maybe there's an odd-ass chance that you have nothing in common with none of these characters, which I doubt. But if there is an odd-ass chance, like, what was your life? Anyway, I guarantee you, like, if you don't relate to the characters, you will relate to a lot of these events, these scenarios, these scenes, these things that happen. You have experienced it or something similar in your life. So most TV shows, they don't show like the rawness like Euphoria does. Most TV shows like this, they kind of cover up the boo-boos and the no-nos, and they water shit down. But Euphoria exploits every area, leaves it raw, leaves it bare, and just lets you take what you want from it. And I think a big issue that people have with the show is that they think it's far-fetched. Like, they think there's no way these kids do this many drugs or have this much sex or do this or do that. Like, they can't believe it. They're clutching their pearls at the idea of their children being like this. And I feel like it's because they're delusional. And not only are they delusional, they're disillusioned with the bright side of Hollywood. But not gonna lie, I feel like it should be mandatory for parents to watch this shit, because this is the closest show I've seen that was like my actual high school experience. Mean Girls, Clueless, all those fairy tale fantasy type high school shows were not it. This was. And that's why it's so popular. And also the plot is really fucking good. Like, the plot is good. All these characters are intertwined into one another story, and there is a bigger story being told. And we are seeing these characters deal with challenges, like how they handle them, how they face them. It's an amazing show. I've rewatched it so many times, and I put it on my top 5 of all-time shows. It's up there with shows like The Wire and The Sopranos. Like, HBO doesn't miss. They don't miss, baby. And another thing, there is a fair amount of comedy in this series. There are times I just laugh and laugh and laugh, and then there are scenes that have made me cry. The thing is, they're telling this dark, heavy story, but through the lens of a kaleidoscope, almost through the lens of funny and glitter and mood lighting. There are no other series on TV like this. If you've watched it, you know what I mean. If you haven't, thank me later. So season 1 kind of left off on a cliffhanger, and season 2 should be out this year. So if you haven't watched it, binge it now. And if you have, let me know what storyline you're most excited for season 2. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone that supports me on Patreon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and join the Sweet Summer family. Okay, my sweet summer children, have a good day.